Hello, I am Gary Polson at PropellerSafety.com. Welcome to our BARD Tour tutorial. In this episode, we focus more on showing you around BARD than explaining exactly how to do what you are seeing. We hope this motivates you to at least start thinking about exploring BARD on your own. If you have not yet seen our What is BARD tutorial, we suggest you stop now and view it before proceeding. Now on to our BARD Tour. We already opened Microsoft Access and launched the 2018 Public BARD database. Our first step is to make sure we are on the Tables page. You can tell we're on the Tables page because the vertical list of objects along the left edge, Tables, is in orange. In the little orange box there, we do the little red box around it so you can see where it is. Our next step will be to click on the Releasable Accidents page. The accident table is huge. It is about 50 columns wide with over 3,000 rows of data. This is a very small portion of the 2018 Public BARD accident table. Let's look around a little. Note, the first column is named BARD ID. That ID is what makes a database different than a spreadsheet. Each cell of data in a row is tied to that row's unique ID. In the case of BARD, accident IDs tie all four tables together. For example, if you go to the vessel table, you will find a similar entry, AK-2018-0001, for the vessel involved in this accident. If more than one vessel was involved, you will find more than one row in the vessel table with this number. If anyone was injured or killed in this accident, you will find entries in the injury and death tables with the same BARD ID. One very useful column in the Releasable Accidents table is the redacted narrative. Cells in this column provide a verbal description of what happened in the accident. Redacted means all names and privacy information have been removed from the narrative. These narratives are typically copied directly from the reports of the investigating officers. They are of great assistance in understanding what happened in specific accidents, especially if you are searching for accidents that are not specifically classified in BARD. For example, if you're looking for accidents in which a rope, line, or cable somehow disabled the propeller, a word search of the redacted narrative would be a great place to start. It's more than a little clumsy, but if you just click in the middle of the redacted narrative cell, you can walk a letter at a time to the right and eventually read the text there. If you stay in this same 2018 Releasable Accidents table and slide many columns to the right, you come to the Accident Events section. Very basically, the Coast Guard records accidents as a series of events. For example, in the first accident listed, 2 events are listed. First event, the boat capsized. Second event, a person was ejected. The series of up to 3 events listed can be extremely helpful in mentally reconstructing a specific accident. They can also be very helpful in limiting a search to a subset of certain accidents. For example, if you are trying to identify pontoon boat propeller accidents, you could first identify all accidents in which any of the 3 events involve struck by propeller. Then sort out those in which the boat type was listed as a pontoon boat, as well as to review the other vessels for possible pontoon boats that were not labeled as pontoon boats. Now we are going to show one of the cool tools in Microsoft Access, the database software we're using to view BARD. This tool allows us to alphabetically reorder the entire database based on the entries in any column we select. For example, if I left-click on the heading Accident Event 1, then left-click on the A to Z tool in the top menu, all 3,000 plus accidents are reordered alphabetically based on their entry in this column. If I were to click on the Z to A tool, it would reverse order the same column from Z to A. The ability to sort columns alphabetically allows us to quickly find certain types of accidents that were classified by the Coast Guard. It also allows us to quickly find boats built by a specific boat builder, boats built in a certain year, accidents in a specific state, accidents on a certain lake, etc. Now we're going to take a quick look at the Releasable Vessels table. Like before, first we check to make sure we are still on the Tables page. We are, because Tables in the object list is still orange up high on the left there. Next, we click on the Releasable Vessels link, and the Releasable Vessels table opens. The same Alaskan accident we looked at earlier in the Releasable Accidents table, number AK2018-0001, is currently listed first on the Releasable Vessels table. Just like on the Releasable Accidents table, the BARD ID ties each of these records to a specific accident. Each BARD ID on the Releasable Vessels page corresponds to the same BARD ID on the Releasable Accidents page, meaning the vessel described in the Releasable Vessels database under BARD ID AK2018-0001 is a vessel that was involved in the accident described in the Releasable Accidents table under the same BARD ID number. If there happens to be more than one vessel involved in a specific accident, you may see two or more vessels listed in the Releasable Vessels table with the same BARD ID number. The next column to the right of the BARD ID number, the Vessel ID column, is used to distinguish them from one another. One vessel will be labeled Vessel Number 1, the next will be Vessel Number 2, etc. As we look a little further to the right, we see a series of 3 vessel events, just like the accident events in the accidents table. Vessel events are a series of up to 3 events describing the accident. We continue to slowly pull to the right. As we slide further to the right, we see a column labeled Vessel Type. For example, this first accident involved a kayak. We continue to slowly pull to the right. Still further to the right, columns labeled Rented Boat, Manufacturer, Model, Hull ID Number, Engine Manufacturer, and Horsepower are data often of interest to us. That's it for our quick tour of the BARD database. We hope we inspired you to begin using BARD yourself. Please stay tuned for more of our BARD tutorials and post any questions, thoughts, or tips you may have below. Have a great day. Bye.